The Braves make it a happy 4th of July for the Bravos fans that made the trip out to Wareham. The Braves topped the Gatemen by a final of 4-0 here at Spillane Field. Welcome to a post-game Tomahawk Talk. Calvin Christoforo, Reeves Jackson, and Daniel Coates. We're still wearing our red, white, and blue. We're still patriotic.
Cold.
You're a little
It's
cold.
cold out here.
It's the 4th
not
of July.
July weather.
It's the 4th of July here. And the Braves, 11 games now, Daniel, without a loss. That is ridiculous to think. The Braves improved to 9-0-2 with the win. As you hear fireworks blasting off behind us.
Because of the Born Braves.
Might be able to
celebrate.
see
Yes, Born Braves celebration. But, tonight, a 4-0 win. It wasn't the prettiest win, but they got it done. Just your overall thoughts on how the Braves win went tonight.
I mean, just the fact that they're 9-0-2, that is
Crazy.
absolutely incredible. I mean, we knew that this team had talent, but for them to come together in the way that they have is really, really cool. I also got to tip my cap to Harvey Shapiro because there's a lot of times where teams like the Wareham Gatemen and more teams in the Cape League are still trying to figure out their lineup and who's going to be where. And it seems like Harvey Shapiro right from the get-go knew exactly the type of lineup that he wanted and the rotation that he's getting from the bullpen. And for us to just get this jump start, I think we're looking towards almost certainly a postseason, hopefully, if we can keep this going and don't have some sort of major collapse. I don't want to, if there's any wood around here, I'd knock on it. But, at the trend that they're going, it's not necessarily just a good streak, but they're showing great themes throughout the season. When they have bad nights hitting, they bounce right back. In the pitching, they've just been steady the entire time. So really, really impressed today. Not a perfect performance tonight, but they got what needed to be done.
In Reeves, this pitching staff has been amazing. And Gordon Christoforo, it's going to be a shame to see him go. It was the last start tonight as he prepares for the MLB draft. But 5 strong innings pitched, no runs allowed, only gave up 3 hits and struck out 4. 13 innings pitched now for him on the season, allowing just 1 run. But the bullpen behind him was stellar. Tristan Vreeling and Eric Adler out of the bullpen, 4 combined innings pitched of no hit baseball. More impressive performance, Christofo's start or the bullpen behind him?
I think Christofo's start. I was telling Daniel, we were talking about who could be player of the game honors. Offensively, we like Dalton Rushing, but I said I think if you had to have a co-player of the game, it's Christoforo and Rushing, but I think if you had to pick one of those guys to be the player of the game, I think Gordon Christoforo. He was your player of the game tonight. I think it was a great choice, but that dude is, I think Daniel said it best, almost his starts have been a little overlooked, per se, because he hasn't necessarily picked up the win in his first 2 starts, but tonight he does. Obviously, the offense helps him pick up that W by scoring in the top of the 6th after he went 5 strong. Obviously, the bullpen, Vreeling and Adler, the 2 most impressive relievers on this Braves. In the Braves bullpen, maybe Chidoba is right behind at 3. But Gordon Christoforo, what he's able to do out there and the way he's able to dominate hitters from the get-go, the way he's able to change up his pitches, too, and just keeps his hitters off guard, especially against a Wareham team that saw him last time, and he started against them last time. That's uber impressive because when you see a pitcher for a second time, that's advantage hitter because they know what to see. Obviously, pitchers can figure out hitters' weaknesses, and hitters can figure out what the pitcher throws, but it gives the hitter the advantage. They know what's coming once they've seen a pitcher one time. Obviously, a pitcher can adjust, but the way Christoforo adjusted tonight and the way he was able to shut out Wareham and the entire pitching staff, not often can you have a 2.15 team ERA and then lower that team ERA after a game.
Michael Sansone and Austin Parsley, too, a couple of other guys who have been
100%.
excellent out of the pen. Daniel, you mentioned that Harvey Shapiro has liked the lineup from day one, but a couple of newcomers have been right in the thick of things. Max Anderson and Caden Wallace, they actually batted 3-4 tonight, and it was Max Anderson in the top of the 9th inning that really put this game out of reach with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. What have you liked from the 2 of them, and do you think they'll be mainstays in the middle of this lineup going forward?
I think they will, and pending a Reggie Crawford return, I think they're going to be the staple in the middle of the lineup at that 3-4 position. Max Anderson's hit was a frozen rope to center field. The second it came off, it was a fastball the entire way. He knew it. He dialed it up, kept it level. And for us to get 2 extra runs against a Wareham team who we knew had experience against us creeping back, for Adler, and we talked about this on the broadcast, 4 runs, a 4-run lead is so much different than 2. At the crack of the bat, you get 2 runs. 4 runs, Max Anderson just really impressed me from Nebraska. That's why he's the Big Ten Freshman of the Year this past season. And obviously, Caden Wallace, Arkansas, had the second leading hits. It's really impressive stuff from Caden Wallace.
Big play in left field at the end of the game. That was huge. It trickled off the glove of Knapczyk, and then Caden Wallace barehand throws it and gets Agnos on the stretch and gets the force out. He was great.
That was actually my next question to you, Reeves. There was a ton of web gems tonight. Okay, so I'm going to give you three options, A, B, or C. Tell me the best defensive play tonight. Kyler Fedko, sliding catch in right field to save a run. Gordon Graceffo, a snare on a line drive back to the mound, or a 6-7-5, a line drive off Christian Knapczyk's glove into left field. Caden Wallace barehand throw to Zach Agnos at third. What was the best defensive play?
As much as I want to say it was Caden Wallace's play to get the runner at third, with Owen Diodati coming up, the league's tied for the lead in home runs, and that would have been the tying run at the plate. I still am going to lean and say it was Kyler Fedko's diving catch and right, because it's so much different when you go down in the game 1-0 versus when you initially take the lead. And Fedko's diving plays,
It was a momentum swinger. Yeah. So just the fact that he really just robbed him from a run at third base, it's huge. And I actually, when it came off the bat, didn't think that he was going to get to it. And then all of a sudden, it just slowly, maybe it's the cold, or, but no, it was great. I have to agree with you. That was a moment that flipped the game on its head.
It flipped the game on its head, and the Braves never looked back, taking down Wareham by a final of 4-0 to improve to 9-0-2. Mind-boggling on the season. Up next for the Braves is the Katuitt Cavaliers tomorrow back at Doran Park. That one gets started at 6. But join us at 5:40 for the Bravos, our Braves pregame show. Until then, as always, go Braves.